Mr. Devendra Singh, Mr. Michael Williamson, Ms. Kamdani, His Excellency Mr. Kitty Khum, the Honorable Minister, Mrs. Badal, Mr. Salil Singhal. First of all, on behalf of PhD, I'd like to thank the Ministry of Commerce and CII for letting us share our views on agriculture and blue economy with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mother Nature has given us on this whole planet 2/3 is water, which is blue economy, and 1/3 is land. We've been very aggressive on the land in terms of agriculture. Blue economy, to my knowledge, not as much as we are on land. Another feature, if you analyze, that today no product on this planet is made where the genesis of that product is not from nature. Be it textiles, be it ceramics, be it steel, be it aluminum, be it oil, you'll find the ultimate mother nature. It's through technology, we human beings who've done a great job. We've transformed that nature into the use of humanity. So why I'm making this point is that it is very important for us to protect Mother Nature. Otherwise, our grandchildren will not forgive us. Coming to India-ASEAN relationship, have improved towards a new trajectory in the recent times. The bridge between Look East and Act East policy has been reinforced through constant dialogue between the two groups. However, if you analyze reality, since India has signed the FTA with ASEAN in 2010, India's exports to ASEAN have gone down. India's imports from ASEAN has gone up. So naturally, ASEAN is with a favorable balance of trade. It's a matter which I think is of great concern, especially to we in India. And I would urge the Commerce Ministry to look seriously into this as to what could be the reasons as to after 2010, our exports to ASEAN have gone down. Coming now to the blue economy, ladies and gentlemen, as my previous speaker said that 15 to 20% of the GDP is coming from the blue economy. She's perfectly right, because if you see, all the ASEAN countries are just surrounded by water. You have the South China Sea, you have the Gulf of Thailand, you have the Indian Ocean. So we've got huge blue economy in which, of course, there are various technologies like agriculture, fishing, aquaculture, which are the main economic extracts from the blue economy, and there could also, minerals, so on and so forth. And we all are aware that together India and ASEAN are home to 1.8 billion people, 1.2 in India and 600 million in ASEAN, have a substantial share of world resources, economic and otherwise. India shares land and maritime boundaries with ASEAN members. That's why we're looking at entering ASEAN from our northeastern states. And there is an immense potential to take a bite of the global food market, and especially the blue economy pie, which is estimated to be worth 2.5 trillion USD, by focusing on combination of activities including the agriculture, forestry, and fishing and aquaculture. This, of course, can be only achieved by collaborative regional economic value chains under the aegis of India and Asian Trade and Investment Agreement 2015 and the bilateral agreements with many of its member states, including the RCEP. There is increasing awareness amongst governments, organizations, and communities across the globe about the opportunities offered by the blue economy and the need for its sustainable and efficient development, and there is a visible action towards a more coherent, integrated, fair, and science-based approach to sustainable development of our blue economy, mainly the oceans. The world's oceans, seas, and coastal areas are the largest ecosystem on this planet and a precious part of our natural heritage. They are vital to the livelihoods and food security of billions of people around the world and to the economic prosperity of most countries. Oceans are important for all economies, but pertinent for higher growth of developing nations and imperative for the coastal economies such as the member countries of ASEAN and also for our country, India, giving and considering the huge coastline which we have. We, as the biggest beneficiary and a stakeholder, need to understand that we are an integral part of the marine ecosystem and that we must plan and execute our economic activities with utmost care so that there is a balance between our desire to improve human living standards and well-being and sustainability of the ecosystem and its health, to ensure that the economic development of the ocean contributes to true prosperity and resilience today and long into the future, with special recognition of the needs of developing countries. We support the suggested principles for a sustainable blue economy, and I will take the opportunity just to reiterate a few select principles at this forum, which were propounded by WWF. And they say a sustainable blue economy is a marine-based economy that provides social and economic benefits for current and future generations by contributing to food security, poverty eradication, livelihoods, income, employment, health, safety, equity, and so on and so forth. It restores, protects, and maintains the diversity, productivity, resilience, core functions, and intrinsic value of the marine ecosystem, and is based on clean technologies and renewable energy. The second and the most relevant principle that sustains the blue economy is governed by public and private processes that are inclusive, well-informed, precautionary, and adaptive. A sustainable blue economy is based on active and effective stakeholder engagement and participation. To create a sustainable blue economy, public and private stakeholders must create a level economic and legislative playing field that provides the blue economy with adequate incentives and rules. Economic instruments such as taxes, subsidies, and fees should be aimed at internalizing environmental and social benefit costs and risk to society. To create a sustainable blue economy, the stakeholders must recognize, this is a very important fact, ladies and gentlemen, that maritime and land-based economies are interlinked, and that many of the threats facing maritime environments originate from land. To achieve a sustainable blue economy in the seas and coastal region, land-based impacts to the marine ecosystem must be addressed, and all the stakeholders must work to promote the development of a sustainable green economy on land. And lastly, but not the least, To create a sustainable blue economy, public and private actors must actively cooperate, sharing information, knowledge, best practices, lessons learned, perspectives, and ideas to realize and sustain a prosperous future for all. And to conclude, for our ASEAN guest, our government has taken a major step. We have a scheme known as the Sagarmala project, in which the government is introducing modern trawlers where the fishing production in India or on the shores of India can increase by 5 to 6 times. So these are the aspects where identification of new fields can be helpful for rural, agricultural, and backward regions. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.